Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you were watching Boyd News. And thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some news coming out from Lebanon that we're going to be going over here. We're going to be talking about Hezbollah, the Iranian-backed group in the southern portion of the country that is currently fighting against Israel. So we've got some news that they're coming out and mentioning that they're ready for an all-out war with Israel. They're prepared to go to battle. And a lot of this is due to a very big potential that we could be hearing from Israel that they will declare war on Hezbollah very soon. And all this is due to my video that I put out this morning. So this will kind of be like a follow-up video to that. And we'll kind of dive deeper on the Hezbollah side of this conflict. But Hezbollah has been launching lots of attacks on Israel over the last few days. And currently their northern side of their country is on fire. Okay, it's summertime over there and the leaves are dry, the grass is dry, brush is dry, and everything is burning very easily due to rocket and drone attacks that are happening over there. So many citizens in Israel right now are displaced on the northern side. They're starting to have to move south. And this creates a big security issue for Israel right now. And they have to find a way to get their citizens back over there on the northern side of the country. And they've been unable to do that for months now. And it's even worse now that we've got wildfires, and this is causing even more people to be displaced. So I think at some point what we may see is Israel announcing some sort of operation on Hezbollah and potentially declaring all-out war on them. So I want to talk some more about this and dive deeper into this. So I've got an article here pulled up that we're going to be going over. So let's take a look at this. This is from Al Jazeera. Hezbollah ready for an all-out war with Israel, deputy head says. Sheikh Naim Qassem tells Al Jazeera that Hezbollah is not seeking to widen its conflict with Israel, but will not allow Israel to secure any victories. Now, I thought that was an interesting statement, that they will not allow them to secure any victories, and I wonder what they mean by that. There could be several victories, like maybe moving their citizens back to the north side of the country, or destroying Hezbollah, or destroying Hamas. And I thought this was interesting, too, the timing of what's going on right now, because Israel's starting to heavily operate throughout Rafah right now, the southern city in the Gaza Strip. And it's basically one of the last strongholds for Hamas before they potentially could be eliminated. And now we're starting to see Hezbollah pick up their attacks. And I kind of mentioned this a few months back, that once we saw Israel go into Rafah, I believe that's when Hezbollah would pick up their attacks, because they're the closest neighbor to Hamas to really help them out and support the Palestinians as well. And now we're starting to see that. We're starting to see Hezbollah direct attention to the north by issuing all these attacks on the north side of the country in Israel. So here's a picture of an airstrike in Lebanon. This is another thing, is that Israel's been launching lots and lots of airstrikes throughout southern Lebanon over the past few months, and they've been picking up more lately, and that's why we're starting to see heavy attacks from Hezbollah as well in retaliation. So the Lebanese armed group, Hezbollah, is not seeking to widen its conflict with Israel, but is ready to fight any war imposed on it, its deputy leader said, as hostilities across the Lebanese-Israeli border continue to flare. Sheikh Naim Qassem, the Lebanese group's deputy chief, said Hezbollah is ready for the battle, and it will not allow Israel to secure any victories. Any Israeli expansion of the war on Lebanon will be met with devastation, destruction, and displacement in Israel. Look at that. That's a pretty huge statement. We would have to see how it really goes, right? You know, people can put out these warnings, but then, you know, if it doesn't really go that way, we may not see that. But that's a pretty major statement there, stating that they will be met with devastation, destruction, and displacement. If Israel wants to fight an all-out war, we are ready for it. Iran-aligned Hezbollah and Israel have been exchanging fire for the past 8 months in parallel with Israel's ongoing assault in Gaza, raising concerns that an even wider conflict could break out between the heavily armed adversaries. The Lebanese front, Qassem said, is permanently linked to Gaza, echoing similar sentiments expressed by Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah, who has repeatedly described the group's support for Gaza as final. The cross-border violence, which has escalated in recent days. Hezbollah announced on Tuesday that it had launched a squadron of one-way attack drones at an Israeli military barracks for a second consecutive day, calling it a response to a deadly Israeli attack on Lebanon. The So that's something that I heard that was pretty big. Yeah, there was a massive attack on an Israeli military base on the northern side of the country. We had like dozens of troops, I believe, that were like injured and killed. It was a very major attack, even rocket attacks too. So this war is really starting to pick up here on the northern side of Israel. And now it says here, meanwhile, sirens sounded in northern Israel. And finally, just this part here says, not a sustained reality. The hostilities have been the worst between Israel and Hezbollah since they went to war in 2006. Tens of thousands of people on both sides of the border have been forced to flee their homes. Israel's war cabinet is due to meet later on Tuesday, mainly to discuss the northern front, an Israeli official said. So, see, they're going to be meeting today, and I'm hearing a lot. I saw some reports that I discussed in my last video this morning that Israeli war cabinet could be, deciding tonight on whether to go to war against Hezbollah. And we could be hearing that. We could hear in the next 24 hours or less that Israel's ready to go to war against Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. Israeli government spokesperson David Mencer on Tuesday said the fighting in the north was not a sustainable reality. He said Israel was committed to ensuring the security of tens of thousands of Israelis who have been evacuated from the area and to ensuring they return home. It is up to Hezbollah to decide if this can be accomplished by diplomatic means or by force, he said. We are defending this country and no one should be surprised by our response. It's crazy for how long this has been going on that Israel still wants to give Hezbollah the chance to accomplish diplomatic means to resolve this conflict over here, because the attacks have just been extreme on both sides. Okay, it's been literally been war, but it's been very limited war between Hezbollah and Israel. It's been attacks on each side, cross-border attacks, tit-for-tat attacks is what we're seeing a lot. But right now, these attacks are picking up more and more and becoming more heavily. It's interesting here too how he says not a sustainable reality. So if it's not a sustainable reality for the people in the north to live like this forever, ongoing for a long period of time, we're most likely going to see some sort of conflict between these two countries here, between Israel and Lebanon. And it's going to get very nasty over here if that does happen, because Hezbollah is a very capable fighting force. They've got well over 100,000 troops. They've got hundreds of thousands of rockets. So it will not be an easy thing for Israel to complete this task of pushing Hezbollah back, or even attempting to even destroy them. I don't think that would ever happen. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously a very big issue for Israel right now. And, we could definitely see some sort of declaration of war against Hezbollah very soon. But according to their deputy head and Hassan Nasrallah, the Secretary General, that's him right here in the photo, they're ready for war, okay? They are ready to go to war against Israel at a moment's notice if need be. But hopefully that doesn't happen. And if it does, this war over here is going to expand in the Middle East, and it's going to get much more deadly, and we're going to see lots more attacks from both sides, and it's just going to be really bad. So let me know what you think down below. That's going to be it for this update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. And also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.